tonight I want to talk about the movie Needle in a Timestack. This movie is based on a short story by Robert Silverberg. It is written and directed by John Ridley, who actually won an Oscar for writing 12 Years a Slave. So I went into this movie kind of thinking, okay, well, this guy definitely knows how to write, so let's see what kind of movie we get. It stars Leslie Odom Jr., Cynthia Erivo, Freida Pinto, and Orlando Bloom. So this movie starts, and immediately I recognize Leslie Odom Jr., and I just can't place where. So I look him up. Of course, it's freaking Hamilton. He plays Aaron Burr, so I was like, oh, man. So obviously, I knew this guy could act. And so here we go. Written by an Oscar winner for writing. You know, this guy is coming in directing this movie. Acted Leslie Odom Jr. from Hamilton, Cynthia Erivo from Bad Times at the El Royale. We got Freida Pinto from Slumdog Millionaire and Mortal. And all of a sudden, boom, Orlando Bloom popping back up after, you know, of course, he's in the Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and he's in the Lord of the Rings movies. So, boom, you know, got some well-established actors here. But this movie screams indie studio. And that is what made me really love this movie. I feel like it went back into like the sci-fi roots that I'm used to in sci-fi movies. So what's this movie about? Okay, time travel exists in this world. It's not theorized, it exists. It's really expensive, so it's mainly the rich that are going back in time. They have established rules saying, hey, you can't change time, you know, for yourself or anyone else, but it's treated a lot like speeding is. You know, if you get caught, you know, it's going to be a very expensive thing, but if you don't get caught, you get away with it. So there are these time quakes that kind of happen. They're like phases, like waves that come over, and people know they've been hit because they remember their past lives for a little while. You know, you have all your memories for a few minutes, and then they just start slowly degrading, and all of a sudden the new memories of your new life that you've always had are there. And it probably about 2 weeks for that to kind of take hold. And there's these places that will hold your memories in like these quantum banks, right? So they'll back up your memories to the quantum cloud that supposedly it won't, you know, these time quakes won't mess with. And there you go. So this is the world they live in. Right there, establishing that boom, time travel exists in the world. How much more sci-fi can you get, right? But this movie is really about love, you know, and I'm a sucker for these romance movies, romantic comedies. This is not a romantic comedy, but it is a romance, and it explores romance in the sci-fi world, and it's just I crave unique movies and just stories that haven't been told before, and boom, here comes this movie with a story that is so unique. So picture this. You are madly in love, and you have been married to this person for so long. So in this movie, his wife, you know, Leslie Odom Jr. is married to Cynthia Erivo. The plot is that his wife, Cynthia Erivo, has been married before she is divorced from Orlando Bloom's character. And he is trying to change the past because he realizes he made a mistake and he wants to still be with her. And so Leslie Odom Jr. is worried that this is going to happen, and that with every phase that goes through, he's going to lose his wife. And here's the kicker. How will you know? How will you know that you lost them? And there's the movie. And the journey of this character is beautiful. I loved it. It is very well acted. The shots are... Okay, so just getting in, the shots are not distracting, right? Some movies that have a little bit lower budget, you know, sometimes the shots might distract. This movie is not. This guy knows how to make a film. He obviously knows how to write one, and it is superb. I loved this movie. I'm actually going to have to give it a 4.0 just because of how well acted it is. You know what? I changed that. First ever, right? I'm giving this movie a 4.5. It is a very unique story. If you allow yourself to get wrapped up in these characters' lives, that is just going to pull you into this movie and just live alongside them through the love and the pain and the hurt and the happiness. And it's just such a good movie. It's more like an old, 80s sci-fi movie that's exploring a lot of philosophical questions about what is love, what is life, things of that nature. And it was refreshing to see a sci-fi movie that isn't, we've got to defeat the blue light, or we've got to blow up the Death Star, or we've got to defeat this robot. No, it's just people existing in the near future where something like this could happen, and how they're exploring that and how they're living in this world. And man, I just loved it. It's such a beautiful story. It's a unique story, which I'm craving these unique stories, and that's not part of a property that's just so well established that they just are making template after template after template of these movies and just slapping these popular actors in it and just letting them go to town, and they can't even act. They're just good on screen. These people happen to be good on screen, but man, can they act. And God, if you allow yourself to get pulled in, I think you will enjoy it. I highly recommend this movie. Please tell me what you thought. I really want to talk about this movie. It is a very good movie. I really liked it. I love just the beginning all the way to the end. It's just a fantastic story. So please tell me what you thought in those comments. And if you like this movie, hit the like button. If you want to know when other videos are coming out, make sure you hit that subscribe button right there, I think it is. And I will talk to you later.